Okay, so we did a bit of design and modeling in Nomad Sculpt, and then we did UV mapping and texture painting in Substance Painter. We brought all the textures back into Maya. We are here, right? So now we want to rig this character. So this is what we've got. So let me just press 5. So we see the character. I'm gonna hide anything I don't need. So let's say I don't need to see the cameras or the lights. So I just want to see the character. I press Alt B in the background to find a background that works for me. So I want to rig this character. So like let's plan for our rigging first, because it's always great that you take a pen and pencil and you just like plan for your rigging process. So like this is like a very interesting special character. So the eyes are on top of the glasses. So for the planning, you see like so let's say these are very interesting eyes, and they are on top of the eyeglasses. So it's not behind it, it's on top of it. So I want them to be blinked, right? So we have a mouth here. So that would be our blend shape. So I can say eye blend shape. I'm just writing with my mouse, so that's why eyes blend shape. Then we have a blend shape for the mouth. So we can say mouth blend shape. Like let's say just closing the mouth or becoming like sad or happy. At the moment it's happy or talking mouth blend shape. And so this, if we look at the skeletal structure, so like let's say here is the neck, here is the joint for the head, and then there's a skull of the head, right? And there's two like sockets for the eyes, but we don't have those sockets. So it's like again like it's just a piece of cloth. So what I do, I end up like head here. So this character could turn around. Then there's like spinal cord going down. There's no leg. So this here gonna be like maybe here or here, somewhere here, gonna be the main joint or root. Let's say root joint, which is the pelvis, right? So if I draw the pelvis is here. If this character had a pelvis, but it's just a piece of cloth. So there's two hands without fingers. So like shoulder starts from here, and then there's like upper arm and lower arm, and that's it. So it's going to be an easy, apart from blend shapes that might need some work, it might be an easy character to rig, except that you just realize that, oh, it's a piece of cloth. What if I bring some fake, some dynamics? If you don't want to simulate in Houdini or like in Maya as a cloth simulation, which takes a lot of time, so maybe you just like for this piece here, and for the cloth like pieces here, you might bring something that is called chain spring. So I write CS, which means chain spring. So these parts we add chain springs. So chain springs are mathematically calculated fake simulations that are very, very useful. So that's my planning for my rigging. The platform that I use for rigging, which is a very, in my opinion, is the most versatile auto rigger for the lazy people like myself. So is mGear. So how you find it? You just search for mGear framework website. So that's where you find it. So that's where you find it, and you just download. All you need to download is this one. If you work at home with Maya installed at home, definitely make sure that PyML for Maya, for Python version 3 is checked when you install Maya at home. So if it's not, like run the installation again and you see that all of them are checked except this one, you check it and let it run. So you download this one mGear file. I already have downloaded here in my download folder, and I unzipped it. What you do is just drag and drop this install onto here, onto Maya, and then what it does, it just gives you this window. Let me just run it. Oh, it just gives you a window, and you just click install, and it gets installed, as easy as that. Then you get this mGear menu. mGear is like a full-fledged rigging platform, so it has a lot of different parts. The magic of mGear is this part, which says Shifter Guide Manager. So in Guide Manager, one of you I know that already started just making use of a lot of like custom-made rigs, which is fantastic. In Guide Managers, you get different pieces of the body, like leg and arms and eyes and foot separately, and you can build up your rig like piece by piece. But that still is too much for me, so I just go Shifter. There are some templates here. This looks like a bipedal without, like bipedal means like a human-like character without legs. So what I do, I just go to the Shifter and guide template samples and look for this biped template, and I load it. So it's loaded, it's huge. So all I need is to make it smaller. So what this one is a guide. So it's just like a bunch of guides that I move them around and I position them until I get to the point that it works for me. Then I build the rig based on these guides. So what I do, I select the roots of it and make it smaller, 10% maybe, and then so that's the right size. Then I turn on X-ray. So as you remember, based on here, I said I'm going to move the root here, so I'll do it. So like root is this one. What I can do is to say that objects won't be selected by these selection masks. So I select the roots and I move the roots here. What I think the pelvis is going to be located, yeah, somewhere around here. If I look at from front or front orthographically, yeah, maybe around. I would like this to be symmetrical, right? But my character is asymmetrical, which is interesting by itself. But maybe I need to do a bit of repositioning of my character. What is this one? This is the optics and it's an empty group, so I can delete that. So I move this to the center a little bit. I can use the glasses as a reference. I move it, I make it more centered. So that should be all right so far. But as you see, I have violated the freeze transformation no history before rigging. So before rigging, you always make sure that you just click on this freeze transformation. You make sure that all the history is deleted. So actually, I just want to select here, and I go to the select and select hierarchy. So everything underneath is selected. I just want to just for guarantee, make sure that history of everything is deleted and everything is frozen in terms of translation. So what I do, there's no legs, so I can click on the legs and delete them. I will explain to you what are these ones that are in front. But for now, we know that, what is this? This is the root, and this one must be located on the root, like this one is body root. Okay, so it should be somewhere around here. So I move the entire root somewhere around here in the middle. Okay, and then I go, and this is going to be like where the kind of chest ends, and this is where the shoulders. I delete one of the arms, so I just do one of them and then replicate it. As we go, let's save it as ghost rig, and then okay, so I just wanted to make sure that this like kind of shoulder is located where it must be. Like in my imagination, I can tell that from front. So I should do a bit of study, but like for now, I just do you know, some basic drawing. So this is like kind of a shoulder bone, which we all have. So these like there's two kind of collar bones here in the front, shoulder bone in the back, and then here arm like kind of comes out. So basically the shoulder bone should be located somewhere around here. And then this one, this star one, oh no, I should press up. So both of them moves. So I move it where a hypothetical shoulder joint could be attached, which is somewhere around here. So I'm going to rotate it, but if you see the rotation is on world rotation. How do I know that? Because my rotation like angles are not aligned with the objects. So that's why I hold E on keyboard and press on. So this is the other way of double clicking on this and then changing from word to object. It's already an object, interestingly, but like I just want to make sure that it is on the object. Oh yeah, it follows the orientation. So if it was the word, like if you see, like if it was the word, it doesn't follow the orientation. So I just want it to be on the object mode. So this is like a sort of a shoulder, forearm positioning. So forearm gonna be inside here. Oh yeah, that kind of looks the way it must be. So there's forearm. There's an elbow, like a little tiny elbow. Maybe this elbow, I just move it slightly higher up, slide it back, and rotate this in. And there is no hand. So I click, select all of it, and press delete. So this is arm, wrist, and that's the arm effector, which is the end of the arm. So I just need to push these ones as an object back down. Okay, so if this is like what I like, so I can select it, the entire thing. I just go to the shifter guide manager and duplicate symmetry, so I get the other arm as well. But I know that my character is asymmetrical, so I know that like this might not fit, but so like then I do a bit of refitting. But actually they're doing sorts of, no, I'm gonna move it down a bit. Okay, so where is the head? If you want to get like a nice head positioning, guys, this is important that you always know where the skull is located. So if you look at human skull, side view, so, you know, like this is where our head starts to turn left or right. So it's very much high up. It's like close to the eyes. It's underneath the eye sockets. So if I like study my rig here, so skull gonna be like up to here, and then there's skull like eye socket, and then like here. So the skull of this character gonna be something like this, right? So maybe here around is where the head turns left or right. So that's why I select, this is neck root. Okay, I take it to that side. This I search for I search for head. Actually, this is neck controller here, and there is a head controller. If I go down like shape, no. So let's select this effect. Oh, here, head. It says neck head. So that's where the head rotation must be. And it's somewhere, if you remember, it was somewhere around here. So these are like all for the kind of neck location. This character has a tongue, but I don't want to like kind of rig the tongue. So I possibly just keep it like as is, like because it's very stylized tongue, if you remember. So I delete that. You can keep the mouth. What my experience shows that deleting these mouth might cause a rig to break. So what I do, I just keep them. So this is for a jaw. Let's say move it. I move all of them slightly. Mouth root slightly down. So that's going to be the jaw. That's going, those two going to be mouth, lip low, which going to be here. And this mouth, and this one is this one mouth line up. Mouth rotator. Okay, so and that's going to be like lip up, and that is where the mouth gets rotated. So I position them. I possibly not use them, but that's fine. Eyes are important. So I imagine that there is a eye socket in this body, which gonna be, so that's the eye on top of the glass, right? But this is like the eye socket, right? This is the center of the eye socket, which is here. That's where I position this eye joints, which is here. And I align it with my glasses. This is going to be very helpful, these ones. So and this is the where the eye looks. So you can guess that what I'm planning to do. I'm planning to move these two ones based on this like eye positioning and the way eye looks. Actually, that could go slightly back, slightly in, and then I delete the other one, which is this one, and instead I duplicate the symmetry. I should not close this. I keep closing this. Duplicate symmetry. So, and this is the end of everything, end of the head, which goes higher up. So what are these little things? These are attribute holders. So they stay where they must be, and they hold the attributes for that specific area. So this one says arm UI user interface for the arm. So I push this next to the arm. So one here, one here. Legs are deleted, so I don't need these ones, so I delete them. And then there is a spine UI, so which I put it next to the spine, which is here. And then there is face UI, which I put it higher up here. If you remember, I told that we would like to create some dynamics out of this. So if I make this rig, you guys can see that we can build the rig multiple times. So let's build this rig. Let's apply it. Let's see how it works. It took us like less than 20 minutes to just reposition everything. Let me save it. So you can click on the guides and click build from selection. So the rig is built. We use it. Oh, joints are too big, so I just turn off the joints. Or it would be nice to see the joints. So like I go to the display, animation, joint size, and make them tiny. I can hide it as well. So I just hide the joints. Okay, so this is our rig. It's already made. I have to start resizing things like, you know, these areas. But before resizing, we can do like a really quick skinning just to see how it functions. So I select just the main geometry. We'll do the eyeglasses and everything later. So what you do, go to the rig sets group and then click on the deformers, press down key arrow so to select all of these joints. If I bring joints back, you will see that all the deformable joints are selected. You select your character and then you go to the rigging section, skin. How can we hide this? Okay, and skin, and then bind skin. You would like, this is like a closed geometry, so like a heat map or geodesic voxeling could work. So apply what is default. And then start, like do what you want. So like so hide your guides. So what you have to see is that, so let's say I'm going to turn off the X-ray. So these are like attribute holders. As you see, they're next to the arms, which is very interesting. I'm going to switch to eye case. So you see that arms are selected. So I can move the arms. The arms are moving, but the skinning has a lot of issues, which we can fix easy and fast. So what about the head movement, which I am interested in, because okay, the head moves. If you ignore the optics and eyes, and if I turn on frame like wireframe unshaded, you see that head also moves. The function of the head movement is all right, but again the skinning has issue. The reason for the skinning is that this character is tiny, guys. So I should have made it larger so the skinning works better. Okay, now you saw that, like, okay, so we can build the rig, we can delete it and keep rebuilding it again and again. So let's do that resizing. That could save us a lot of extra skinning time. So what I do, I resize this 10 times more. That sounds like a proper size. And I resize the guides back to 1. So this should be like a proper repositioned again, which is great. Okay, so what I do, I now add, I select this, let's say, head joint, which was here. That's neck, that's mouth, root. This is head, yes. and I want to add a chain spring here. Chain spring, as I said, looks like works like a spring to create some dynamics. So what I search for is chain spring 1. You must select what this chain spring gets attached to. So I selected this one. You double click on chain spring. You have to know the direction. So you see that the z direction is this way. So I'm going to go minus z because I want to go this way, right? Maybe 4 like sections. So like 1, 2, 3, 4 is enough. Line spacing, leave it to 1. So it creates 1 here for you. All you need to do, and it gives you this setting. And it says chain spring. You can say that hat tail, or I don't know how should I call this part, but I just put something on it. It is centered, of course. And the UI for it, I want it to be on the head UI. So I select head and say that the host UI is the head UI. And then now I position it. And then I start to kind of okay, and then that gonna be our chain spring for this like kind of hat tail. Okay, and what about this like underneath the cloth? I can have multiple different ones, but what I like is to have just one for all of them. Then, because I don't have time, but you can do one like later on, like you can do like multiple versions. So what I select here, so I select the roots and I double click on chain spring. This time what happens? These chain spring settings are here. Great. I select what is this one? Spine root, and double click on it. Oh yeah. So I possibly selected the wrong, so which one? The wrong one. So, and it should be upside down. So I go to minus y, like, and then 4 pieces again, add it. It's there. So actually what I do, it doesn't need to do much. I leave it right in the center. So it kind of like directs all of the rest. All of these cloth material. It comes with a setting, so I call it cloth spring, like dynamics, centered, and the UI is on spine, which is nice. And then down, 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 and down. Okay. So I think I'm ready to carry on with the rigging. So what I do, I build. So let me save it. Just if it crashes, I select the guides and then I build from selection. So it is created. What I do is now we need to resize these like ones to make them available. So let's start with, so you select the control curve. Actually better to hide the guides because we don't need them anymore. And select here and then control curve. This is like too many things. Maybe I start with something higher up. If I show you the joints, and if you select, let's say, the spine, and here you see the spring chain intensity, and if you set it to 1, and then you start animating, look at the function down. So it gives like a very nice dynamics, like it's a fake dynamic. It could be more like much more damping, like 8%. With damping is air resistant, but less stiffness to make it like more kind of silky. Oh, that's too much. So I make it like 0.3. Yep, that's better. 0. And if you want to turn it off, so just turn this back to 0, so it just turns off. And we have the same up here, but the controller for this one, as we requested, is on here on the face, which you can set it to 1. And then if you rotate the head around, you see that one starts to function like this, like in this way, which is nice. But I just put it back to 0. And what I want to do, like, let's say this head, for example, head joint, select it, right click, control vertices, and just make it. Because what you want to do is, while the X-ray is turned off, you want all of these like kind of attributes to be available, all of these controllers to be available to you. So maybe this 2 and this 2 for the head. And okay, and then what I want to do is to make this one available. Oh, I'm going to hide the joints. To myself, these ones, and so on and so forth. Actually, I can make a lot of items here, except that one, except these ones. And turn this off large from sides. And from here, this one is massive, so I just make it small again. This thing, which is used for the cloth, actually, I can select all of it and make them available from site. For the hands, I believe I would use a lot of IK, so I switch the hands to IK. So I select this one and this one and blend them to IK. I make sure that IK handles, like this one, is available to me to work with. So for the symmetrical elements in the body, like this one, if I go to object mode, in the mGear rig bits, and then you can mirror control shapes and selection, so that one gets mirrored for the ones. So we have some controllers for the eyes, which could be very nice to use, like this arrows, these arrows. I want these ones. Actually, just one of them would be nice to be more available, so I make them available on this side and then mirror the selection. So you get the idea. So I don't carry on doing all of this. So what I do, I just start to do a quick skinning and then see where we go from there. So again, as we did, we select. So I'm going to hide the eyes for now, because those are the last thing. So here we have rig deformers group. Click on it, press down key arrow to select all of them. Select your geometry, and then skin, bind skin. Instead of joint hierarchy, the last time my mistake was this, guys, that caused that issue, but also the objects being small. So I just make sure that it is selected joints, not the joint hierarchy. Geodesic voxeling is fine, 5 is fine, all of them are fine. You can increase this, but I don't for the sake of speed. So if you want like a higher resolution for the skinning. So the rig is done, so like you can select, let's say this one, and like move it around. So you get some movement around, which is interesting. From the top one here, moves it around. So I'm gonna hide the tongue as well for now. What is this one? Okay, let me test this one. I think something went wrong. Oh, no, I can see there is some big issues. We can paint skin weight tool and look at how the skinning of different parts are working. Because it's not a humanoid shape and it's double layered, so it has a bit of interesting skinning experiments. Let me use heat map instead of so I'm gonna unbind this, select all my deformer joints, and then select the geometry, skin, bind skin. Instead, this time heat mapping. Heat map fall off. Maximum influence joints, let's set it to 4 so it would be less influencing. So let's apply the heat map. Let's see how heat map can create a skin for us. Let's check the heat map. Skinning, slightly better, but still because of double layer, being double layer, we get like this crazy reactions. So what I do, I try unbind this one. I tried the very basic skinning method, which is just the basic closest joint. So this one says like wherever the joint is, let me just load the joints. So let's say this joint is here. What is close to the joint would be part of the skinning, right? So that functions like this. So and then I just manually skin it from there. So closest joints, selected joints, classic linear, maybe 5 joints. I increase the amount of joints, maybe 6 even. Drop of 4, which is great. So you see that it just like functions very fast. Oh, I possibly just skinned few of them. Let's do it again. Deformers, skin, bind skin. Okay. So let me hide the joints, or let's keep them. I would like the result out of closest joints more, even though they look like crazily stupid, but still they are a bit more relatable to what we do. So let's do the head. Yeah. You know that like at the end of the day, we apply a delta mesh. Like let's say for arm here, delta mesh, deform delta mesh, and a lot of iterations, smoothing iterations, kind of could fix heaps of issues. But before delta mesh applied, I just want to make sure that delta mesh is not applied. Before delta mesh applied, we have to make a good skinning anyway. So I'm gonna like bring tongues and eyes and like work on them too. First of all, this optics, all of it, it's just driven by the head joints. So you don't want to do anything with it. So just find the head joint, which is this one, and select the optics and say that constraint, parent constraint, and that's it. So the optics now move with the head around because it's a solid object, it doesn't move. What you do with the eyes, I suggest you select this arrow. And what are these? These ones are IK. But what is interesting are these arrows, which are very interesting things. You select these arrows, and then we should have a eye controller here in the middle. Let me hide the body. Let me hide the joints. Joints are oh, there it is. I saw it. It's here. It says eye look controller. So right click, control points, select all of it, move it to the forward, and let me just press J and rotate it, holding J, and then rotate it, and then make it like this. That's how it should look like. Bring back the body, and then 5 on keyboard, select all of this. So if you see, like, it just moves the like those arrows to the left and right together. So that's what I want, because that would be very helpful. Select the arrow, select this like kind of retina or pupil, what should I call, I don't know, the eye. First of all, I have to make sure that this is centered pivot. No history, no frozen, and also this one centered pivot. Now I select this one and select the eye, and then I say parent constraint, and the other one parent constraint, parent constraint. So if those two, like, you see that now the eyes are working. What if the head moves around? Yes, the eyes are working, the head works. I'll fix the skinning in a second. What about the tongue? Again, the tongue could be part of, if I bring the joints, I just see what is the closest joint to it. The jaw joint is there, so I just maybe I attach tongue to the jaw so I can make use of this. This is the mouth, lip low, or this one is teeth low. So like, this one is jaw. So these ones I possibly don't need them. So I make this jaw available and like reasonably sized. So like, make it a round tongue and put it forward. These ones I want to hide them. So like what I do, so if you see, when you turn off the visibility, they go high off. Okay, this one as well. Visibility off, visibility off. So that's cleaner over there, and that let's bring the joints. And this joint at the end, select the tongue, and then constraint, parent constraints. And this is going to move your tongue around. We'll fix this like crazy things. We'll fix it. Okay, so what I do is that now for what other areas? So we have a full functioning movable rig now. Yep, nothing left except this one. This is the main one. So this like little triangular that moves everything. So I just want to make this one. Let me just select this one, and how can I only select it? So I Control A and then click on the second tab shape and then click select and then right click control vertices. So I only work on this one. Oh no, joints off. Okay, and this one is the main controller. So it has to be the biggest. Possibly I move it down. So we know that this is what moves the entire character. So we have one thing that moves the entire character. Maybe this one's slightly bigger. Before me start skinning things. And next to the arms as well, this one. Bigger, and that one bigger. Okay, so skinning. So you select your skin, of course, and then you just press Control 1. And actually, you have to select your skin. And I would like to see the joints. So click on the rig deformers. First of all, click on the rig deformers group. Down key arrow, select your joints, and then press Control 1 on keyboard to only see these ones. I press Control space bar for a bigger view, and I want to start paint skin weighting. So paint skin weighting can happen very fast if you do it this way, guys. So I just go to the front view, and I start with the root. Where is my root? Spine. Apparently these ones are not added to our skin. That's why it does all the crazy things. So what I do, so you see that these ones are not added. So what I do, I unbind the skin again, and then select my deformer group down and selected joints, but the area, how can I make them maximum influence 12, much bigger, weighted on the neighboring things. 12 is just too much, maybe 8. Closest joints, classic linear, weighted blending. What about now? Oh, still doesn't work. Undo that. Classic linear. Still not. So these ones underneath doesn't, because at the middle is a bit hollow, they don't attach. What about another way? Closest in hierarchy and drop-off rates like high, 8. Still not working. What about that geodesic voxeling that we tried? With weighted blending, apply. Still, these ones are not included for some reason. I undo that. Reset. Selected joints. fall off 20%, maybe fall off 0. Okay. So let me just do crazy things. I only select this one, which, as you see, it says cloth joint. These are cloth joint. This is root. This one is spine joint, which is the root one. And I select the entire thing, and I say that, so you just saw me. I select one joint, and I select the entire body. I reset everything, and then I say that selected joints and apply. So now there's one joint that is carrying everything. So you see, if I bring back, so you see that it's only this joint that is carrying the entire body, right? So this is called, I forgot the name, but like this is a very interesting way of rigging. So I select both of these. So let me just hide the grid as well, a viewport grid for now. So now what happens is that you just click on your skin and just go to the paint skin weight tool. So you see that that has applied to everywhere. So this one single, I should have selected hierarchy one more time. Give me a second. So I select this one, skin bind, skin unbind, skin reset joint hierarchy, apply. Now we got all the joints, including these ones that were not included. Yeah, just a very basic one, right? So what you do is now is just start with the very first joint, which is this spine 0, which is the root. And you give everything to it. So what you do is just you put it to 1, 1, and flat. So now this one, let me just press Alt-B so the background would be black. This one carries all the weight. And let me just turn on this color remap as well. So now what you do is, let me just go to the side, to the front. What you do, you just like line by line assign like pieces. So if I go to the select mode, you see all of these, and then what you do is just you say that, okay, you know what, I want to assign some to the spine 1. So what you do, you select everything up to there. Actually, I want the joint, this skeleton, not to be selectable. Back to the vertices. We are on select, we are here, and we say that, you see that we say that from here to the top belongs to this one. So this one. So what you do, you just first of all you lock everything. Actually, you don't need to lock everything. Actually, yeah. So now it's 0. You see that one? You just say that now it's 1. So what happens if I go back to the paint? You see that this one has underneath, this one has above, right? So if I carry on doing this, like if I go spine 2, Alt, Shift and shrink. Actually, it seems that it's shrinking from the other side, which I don't want. No, it doesn't shrink from the other sides. Hands could be included. Yeah, spine 2, which is this one, carries, actually could be a little bit more, carries all of, spine 1 is this, spine 2 is this. Oh, actually, go to the select and say that 1. And now you go to the spine 3, and so basically what you do is just you carry on and assign. Spine 3 is around here, so I drop a little bit of lines, assign that one, then I go up and up, value 1, and that one is basically is neck. Then this one is again neck affected too, as it goes higher up and up. That's gonna give it 1, neck 2, 1. But the one that is important for me is this head joint. Head joint should take, so this is the one I pause and I pay attention. Head joints, especially from side, head joints should carry everything that belongs to the head. So it carries all of this around the skull. I'm happy up to here, but not here. Head joints should not carry arms. So I go to the top view maybe, or no, just perspective possibly. Hold Control and click and drag. Hold Control and click and drag. I want the mouth to be included. I maybe press even slightly more, press Shift dot on keyboard to include a bit of that. So this entire thing is the mouth, is the head. Maybe not here. Maybe not here. So all of these are head. So I include them all in head. Right? So what about here? So these ones should be so we can follow the same principle here. Like I can right click, select this influence, which is head tail, right? You can select, like go to the selection tool, which is this lasso selection tool, which is I like very much. And you select from side view or right view, select anything around these joints and say that anything around these joints is 1. Is 1. And then you continue doing, press Shift dot on your keyboard to expand this area to the second joint, and then go 1 up, and that one gets, oh no, I should have, sorry, my bad, I should have started from the end of it. So I press Shift dot to the end of it here, and then I start from top down, not bottom up. So 1 here, and Shift comma to go back, recede, and now 1 here, and recede, and 1 here, and recede. This seems like a weird skinning method, but it's just so effective. You guys would see it just now. This one is 1. So look at what we get actually if I go back to the paint mode. So that's the tail. See, that one goes up and up. This one I messed up possibly because I have given 1 to all of this. So what I do, I undo up until never mind, we have to do the upper body again. Okay, let's look at the joints, spine. Oh, okay. I think I did something wrong here. I should have given, again, everything to spine 1, then up to here to spine. Let me just select the lasso tool. So let's go back to here. Spine 0 had everything. We can see it. Yep. Spine 1 has everything from here. Actually, I would like to include arms as well. And then spine 1 goes 1. And I recede to spine 2, 1. And I recede to spine 3, 1. And I recede to spine 4. Actually, spine 4 could have a bit more. 1. Neck joints. 1. The other neck joints. 1. The other neck joints. 1. And the most important one, which is head, as you remember, I just go recede a little bit for the head, and I exclude arms out of the head, and that was it. So these arms here, and maybe a little bit here, maybe a little bit here. Yes, actually could be slightly more. Again, delta mesh, if you remember, could fix a lot of things. Okay, that one goes to 1. And then we have eyes, nothing to do with the eyes, head, tail. Okay, that's where it comes. So I just go recede. So if you look at what we have achieved so far, it's just like giving this like kind of incremental distribution of the skinning to different pieces, right? So what I come to is this head tail, which is down here. So I just shift comma to recede the selection. Actually, I can select. Oh, I'm not going to paint. I'm going to select. And recede the selection up to here. And I exclude even the top part. So that's enough for this one. So that one gets like all of it. Then I just recede more. Shift comma for this one, that takes more. Then shift comma for this one, that takes more. And shift comma for the last one, that takes more. And for the clothing underneath, which is here, you see that it has nothing. Oh, it has spine, but if I go to the select, I'm going to assign more to the cloth dynamics. So I start selecting all of this area, and I give it to this cloth dynamic as 1. Then I reset, give it to the next one as one, reset, give it to the next one as one. So you see that I'm doing just like a very painful manual skin weighting. I can't wait for the AI to come and take over doing all of this for me. But so far, if you look at the entire thing, if I bring the rig, if I press Ctrl 1, let's look at the head turn, right? So let's look at the head turn, this one. So the head turn functions pretty, no, it doesn't function well. Doesn't function well. What about this one? Oh, this one is as expected, but the head joint is not moving the head. Why? Paint skin weight tool. Go to the paint. Spine travels up to the neck and the head. Oh, that's neck joint 2. It's not head. Okay. Now I see the issue. So what I need to do is go to the select and then go to the side view. Ctrl 1 and just select whatever, go to the head joint. So I made that problem. Select everything that belongs to the head. All of these areas, Ctrl Shift and Shift plus, go up, Shift comma to go down. Possibly I just include a bit of mouth and I should be fine. So how I include the mouth, I possibly just use the perspective selection or inside out selection for the mouth, which could be, yeah, inside out selection for the mouth from here. Ctrl Shift and select around the mouth. Yeah, so the mouth is selected. These are all head 1. Ctrl 1 again, so head should function properly. Yeah, head does it as well. But all of them has this like very harsh corners, as you can see, right? I didn't do arms yet, but we'll get there. Even these ones, if you see, oh, they don't. What about these ones? Yeah, they do. Okay, 1 delta mesh on everything with very high iterations, like maybe. So it does a lot of smoothing for us. So see that head works very well here, except the tongue. I think tongue needs to be attached to something else. So head does a nice head 10, 1 here, 1 there. Actually, it could include more head. Here, the cloth, if I turn on spring, and then I move the character. So look at the cloth. It functions too, but it's not the way I like. It's just too soft. So what I do, I increase I'll set all of this to 6 points. Yeah, that makes more sense. I think I should increase damping a little bit. More damping. Yeah. More stiffness as well, like 9% stiffness. Oh yeah, this is like a proper, what I was looking for, like very tiny little dynamic movements for the cloth. So I just turn off delta mesh, and then I carry on skin weighting. I would like to do more skin weighting on, let me just look at the head tails. I think I have lost a few of them. Select head tails, select this area. That belongs to this. This belongs to this. And this belongs to this. And this belongs to this. So let's do the arms. Possibly, if I go to the arms here, right click, influence. This is like, this can, like, let me just select, like, let's say few vertices at the tip of the arm, and then press Shift dot on keyboard to expand to the entirety of the arm. And I can go even further forward. So that could be arm 1. And then I go recede. This could be arm 2, even slightly more. Arm 2, and then I recede, Shift, comma on keyboard for arm 3. Recede for arm 4, and then a bit more for arm 5, which is still there. So I go arm 6 basically, and then 7, and then the last one, which is 8, and there's another one as well, arm end, which is here. Okay, so that's the arm. If I go back and look at it, arm should function, but like in a very weird way. So that big box over there is arm here. Okay, that one. So that one could be. No. So here I just scale this down. Actually, I can, first of all, I smooth it pretty much, very much. Then I scale it down very much. So then this arm should have a better function here. And if I turn on the delta mesh, you see, oh, this arm is doing pretty well now. So you do the same thing for the other arm. So there are issues here, like which we can again like manage. So let me just set this to 0. Okay, this arm works nice. As usual, I turn off delta mesh, fix the other arm. which again I think I start with a bit, this one a bit higher up. So I go from, the reason that I don't mirror, so you could mirror the skin, go here, mirror the skin weight. The reason that I don't do it because it's an asymmetrical model. So let me just go to the select and then select few of the joints on top, shift dot. I think here I start with this joint, which is arm number 2. I give it to number 2. I recede a bit. Arm number 3. I recede a bit. Arm number 4. And if you remember, 5 was there, but 6 was further back. So I assign to the 6 this one, and then 7, and then the 8 one, and then the end one. Okay, so that's the other arm, which is doing this. Looks all right with the delta mesh on. So this arm is doing all right too. What about the hat thing? Let me turn it on. Okay, that one works full. So you see that everything works in the rig now. So it's a functional rig, left and right, happy. So let's do some blinking. I don't do the mouth blend shape, but maybe I just do like a little bit of it. But I just want to show you some blend shape before finishing this. So you guys have a lot of like functionality in this rig so far. And also mGear synoptic view is your friend when you animate it. So like you go always to reset bind pose, and then like you just move things around, and like kind of you can flip poses, mirror the pose or flip the poses, and like it's a very handy tool in animating any character that you want. So mGear synoptic view. So the eyes are working to some extent, which is fine. The head is working except the tongue, which again this one to some extent works. The tongue at some range is coming out. What I can do is we'll fix that later. But let's do a blink on the eyes. So all you have to do is to select it. So and then go to the window animation editors, shape editor, and create a blend shape for each one of these eyes. So create a blend shape, and I call this left eye blend shape, and right click on it and add a target, and this target would be blink. So the same way you can create anger or like happiness or something. For blink, what I do, so definitely go to vertices, and then I select all the vertices and kind of blinks them down. So if I turn off the edit, so this should like work on this side. Same for the other eye. Let me just close this one so we know the size. I could, let's go back to the edit, and I go to the vertices, and I could go inside as well, like this much. And then I keep that way, select this one, create blend shape, right eye blend shape, and then right click, add target, blink, and make it the same way. You can connect these two together so these two work with together. So this is how you connect it. So turn off the edit. So both of them are now like working. What you do, you just go to the relationship editor, general. Here, relationship editors, and deformer sets. No. Dynamic relationship. No, dynamic, not dynamic relationships. Actually, all we want to do is, you can create an expression that is easier, like here. So when you do that, it gives you the expression, which is blink here. Oh, there's an L, extra L here. Let me just fix this first. Right click on here, no, on here, and say create expression. So you want this right eye BS blink to be equal to left eye BS dot blink, and then semicolon, and create it. And this should work now. No, it doesn't. Okay, let's do the, what happened to the classic relationship editors? We have maybe it's in the deformer sets editing. Oh, connection editor, not relationship editor, sorry. So we're looking for this connection editor. Yep, I found it, fantastic, easy. So I select right eye, select plane shape node, and then load it here. And I say that right eye weight blink is equal to select plane shape node right equal to this one. Actually, I should have done the other way around, but you know, you got the idea. So now this blink is connected for that one. So you only animate one of them. I don't connect eyes because you really want some asymmetrical eye movement. So that's for the eye. And if you want something similar for the mouth, so let's say create a blend shape, mouth, and then add a target. I don't know, maybe sad. That could take some time to get there, but we can do it. I select this face and then press shift dot. You see that how much I use this shift dot and shift comma. They're like very useful. Oh, too much. So that's the mouth area. I press B on keyboard to select, to turn on the soft selection tool. I hold B and middle click to show the range of it. I flatten this. Or maybe mouth close. Oh, let me just make it sad. for you. Let's close up to here. Let's close up to here, and then deselect the middle part. Control and deselect the middle part. And more, and then W, and just bring, press B on keyboard, make it smaller, these areas, and move these down. Okay, quick and fast. A terrible sadness, which would look all right. Oh, it doesn't look all right even with Delta Mesh, but that's okay. What I can do is Shift right click, sculpt tool, and then hold B middle click, scale the size, and then hold Shift for some relaxation. So you see that, like, the sculpt tool in Maya is not bad. It helps a lot. So that's a bit of sadness in the mouth. It's ready. So that's some blend shapes on the mouth too, like. So the eyes, like, you know, we can make it sad and animate that. So we have created some basic rigging with some kind of functionalities, like these dynamic functionalities. We created some, we did the skinning, and we also did some blend shape.